I'm Denise Jackson with East Greenhouse, and we're just so glad you're joining us today to visit. I'm with Camila, and we're going to just talk a little bit about how God has continually reminded her that He's there, because He is, because He's always good, because He's always on our side, even when things feel like they're just crashing around us. He doesn't let us go. And so we just want we want y'all to be encouraged by that fact today. And so here's Camila, and I'm just going to start with welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, Denise. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So you have a very responsible position in tech, and you have two beautiful little girls, and they are
Seven, and one just turned 5.
5 and 7, that's what I was going to say. They're so cute. I got to go to Mexico with both of them, and we had a really good time.
The best time.
They are amazing. And a husband that is pretty wonderful, that is really learning more and more every day about being the priest and king of his household and blessing his family, and that's awesome. But lately, they've really gone through some hard things. The last 5 years have been really kind of hard. So you both worked for the same company, and it's a large company that had huge layoffs not too long after the COVID stuff, which every company around the world faced the same thing. Mm-hmm. And you didn't get laid off, either one of you, during that. But then a few months ago, they had another layoff, and Gustavo got laid off.
That's right.
And that had to be hard on him and really hard on you, because here are the girls that, you said at one point, like, it'd be so nice for me to be able to be with these girls, but you have a job, and that's the only job of the family now for a while. Yeah. And Gustavo was applying everywhere, and no doors were opening up. No. You couldn't control it.
No. I'm going to take the liberty to go a little bit prior to that. Mm-hmm. So it was a year where we finally moved to Texas. So we were back in California, and like I said, 5 years. It was not like this is just happening. It was almost like it was escalating. It was interesting because it was a time where I decided to get closer to God, and I decided to read the Bible more, listening to Christian music, and just starting to get more in depth with His Word. But it was also a time that was like, okay, now I'm going to show you who I am, and that I am in control and not you. Yeah. And that's not good for you, right? So He started to really just show me stuff, right? And it was hard. It was hard to be where we were. Things started happening around us, with us. We just really needed to leave. So we decided we wanted to come here, but there was no open doors to come here. So it took us a while. When we finally made the move, it was also really hard, because nothing about the move was easy. Everybody that could do something to make it harder, they took advantage of us. It was a really hard move too. So it was not like, once all of that was done, then it's all like great. It was really hard even being here. We also at the same time had a really, really stressful environment at work. My daughter was also diagnosed as a neurodivergent situation. I was like, I don't know what to do, Lord. I was so stressed out.
We've always known, like, well, I could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this, but none of that
at
was
that
available.
time. I'm like, no, like, how is this nothing according to plan? I didn't plan any of this. Yes. What do I do now? And I don't know. It was very overwhelming. I had to take some time off from work, because I just really was not in a good place at the time. It was really hard for me, and at that time, things started to change for me, and I was just like trying to talk to God and trying to listen to Him, and just, God, what do you want me to do? I really feel like I need to be closer to my daughter and help her more. Work was always very intense, so it was always really hard, but I was asking Him, and I didn't hear anything back. I didn't think I did. Maybe He was speaking to me, but I, at the time, was more like, okay, Lord, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to take up my cross and just keep following you. That's what I'm going to do. That's what
Sometimes we just
that's probably
that. And
what
that's,
He was telling
you're choosing to continue to follow.
Exactly.
Even though there are no answers.
No answer. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to trust you, Lord, and I'm going to
go
back to my work, and I'm going to try to do my best for my daughter. It's really, really hard, but I'm going to do it. And 4 months later, that's when my husband lost his job.
Oh, my goodness.
So.
And we have an enemy that wants to kill, steal, and destroy us. So here you are seeking the Lord. Your enemy doesn't want you seeking the Lord. And so he's throwing every single thing that he can, I think, at you guys. And, but God was there. He was still there. He was still present, waiting for you to choose the next step. And you chose. You kept choosing. Even after Gustavo lost his job, you were choosing, because you and I were talking a little bit even then, and you were just saying, I know God's got a plan. I know God's got a plan. And he did have a plan. It wasn't in our timing.
It was not.
Holy moly, because I started praying with you, and I was like, okay, Lord, today. They need something today. That's not what happened.
That was hard, because he, again, like the whole Austin office, right, got laid off, so it wasn't nothing to my husband's,
yes, yeah,
but it was the whole thing. Yeah. But obviously that affects someone's, right, like ego and all of that, especially he had been in this company for 12 years.
Yeah.
So it was just, and it was really hard to find another job, it was high profile jobs, it was just really hard. It was a year plus with him, doing everything that he could have done to get a job.
And learning new skills. I really loved that part of what he was doing, because he wasn't even sitting there saying, oh, I have to be doing what I've done before. He was learning how to program. He was thinking about new ideas. He was thinking about everything.
Yeah.
But then we went on this mission trip to Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, y'all were already in this community group. Was he going to the community group at that time?
We
as a family.
Both of us as a family. Yes.
So already he was starting to really seek God too. He was at a place where he couldn't control it.
He couldn't control it. He heard about the mission, and he was telling me, Cammy, I think we should really go to this Mexico trip.
So he was hearing God.
And I was like, are you
kidding me?
out of your mind? You've been at that time, I don't know, almost a year without a job.
Yeah.
And we've got our savings and all, but we didn't want to mess with any of that, right? So now we're spending all this money in this mission trip, plus everything we're spending. No, are you out of your mind? And it was, again, another time that I had to just kind of stop and listen. I had all these concerns. My girls.
Yeah, you're going into a foreign country.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I didn't know anything about the schedule, about the food.
Oh, yeah, because it was very loose. Because we were trusting the church there to lead us. And we were all fine with that once we got there. But it was that was my first mission trip, too. So I was like...
I had no idea what to expect. And with my kids, especially with small kids, it's hard. But there's all these... things need to be a certain way with my oldest, and it's just hard. How am I
going to control the situation? And
how do I know nothing? How do I know nothing about what we're going to do, what we're going to eat, when we're going to eat, when we're going to sleep? We're going to be working the whole time? Are you nuts? This was a time when I was just praying a lot to God, and God, what do you want me to do? And He was just go. Just go, just trust. Just let go of control once in your life. I've been teaching you these past 5 years, listen.
You can do
just
this.
let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Lord, I'll let it go. I'll just see what you have for me. And oh my goodness, it was one of the best experiences of my life.
It was good for me too, but I got to watch a little bit of Gustavo, just more transformation in his life and giving his testimony.
Right.
While we were there. It really was amazing to see a strong man who had gone through a lot be willing to get up there and talk about what God was doing in his life, and owning that, I thought I could be in control of everything. You two together were a good couple. You are a good couple. But both of you have learned to let go and let God. And your oldest was sick. When we got there, she got sick. And that was horrible, because the first day you were like, I'm going. I want to go, but I can't go because she's running a fever and I don't even know what's going on.
Even though she was sick, though it was hard. It was hard. It was it was harder, right?
But,
like with all these things.
Yes, we left feeling like family, and I felt that was amazing.
Yeah. And we made a difference, right?
And we made a difference. We made a lot of difference. So we came back from that trip, and Gustavo didn't get a job still for a while. And you were going through some things too, physically, just dealing with some health stuff. But then, so exciting, he got his job. And it's a great job. And it's so funny because when he got the job, wasn't it like, you were like, wait, what? You have to leave town for all these weeks for training? What's going to happen? Your in-laws ended up coming in and helping to take care of things. And so everything just, perfectly. That's it. It just all fell into place, which again, I look back and I see that in my life too. Like, I stressed about it. I tried to control everything and make sure it would all work. It did not work the way I expected it to, but everything worked. Yeah. Because he doesn't leave us.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. I mean, talk to Guto, and that's his testimony to give, but one of the things that was really amazing that he says, there was a forgiveness component to the whole thing. And he had like this grudge, onto him for everything that had happened. The moment where he asked God to help him, to forgive, and when he felt like he did, he felt like this weight coming off of his shoulders, and like a few days later he got the job.
Yeah, praise God.
And he got the job with two other men in our community group who have been looking for a job. It is a season for all of the 3 men in our community group.
Oh, that's awesome.
The whole year they've been looking for
and then all of a sudden,
answer, from a job perspective, and all of them within a matter of days.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
It was amazing to witness.
And I love that Gustavo and the men at our church, they have this strong community. And men, just like we do, we need friendships. We need other women in our lives that we can count on. Yes. That trust the Lord with our lives and stand with us when we go through things. But men, it's so hard for them. And in our church, I just love that our men feel the connection to other men that love the Lord.
It is.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap this conversation up, but I bet we'll have more conversations down the road. And we are still praying for Camila with her health issues. I'm asking you guys to join us, because where 2 or more agree is touching, we have what we say. And that's God's word, not my word. We're so thankful you joined us today. We hope you'll continue to watch and be encouraged that women, we all go through stuff, but God doesn't leave us or forsake us, and he won't leave you. Okay, thanks.